Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to wake up one morning and realize that everything you've ever desired, every vision you held in the secret corners of your heart, had suddenly taken form? Imagine checking your phone and seeing the number in your bank account that you used to only daydream about. Imagine that feeling, not of surprise, but of quiet certainty. Because deep down, you already knew this day was coming. You had commanded it. This is not fantasy. This is law. The law of assumption, the divine science of consciousness that Neville Goddard revealed to the world. And the truth is this: you are the operant power. You do not beg for wealth, you do not wait for it. You command it into being. And when you command from the feeling of already having, the universe bends itself to obey. But here's the hidden key few ever grasp. Most people don't know how to command. They think command means demanding, forcing, hustling. But true command is not spoken from the lips, it's spoken from the state of being. It's not what you say, but what you know to be true. Neville said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and persist in that assumption until it hardens into fact." That is the command. To assume is to order. To feel it real is to instruct your subconscious, the creative power of God within you, to rearrange reality until it reflects your assumption. You see, consciousness is the only reality. And whatever you assume as true within your imagination must externalize itself in the world of form. Not because it might, but because it must. That's law. So when you declare, "I am a millionaire," the words alone mean nothing if your heart whispers the opposite. But when you feel that statement as truth, when you stand in the vibration of completion, then your subconscious accepts that order like divine architecture receiving a blueprint. And it begins building. Let me tell you a secret that most people miss. Wealth doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your identity. For a month, just 1 month, you are going to live as if your wealth is already complete. You will not think of it as coming someday. You will not look for proof. You will simply be the version of yourself who already possesses it. How does that version of you think? How do they walk? How do they treat others? How do they feel when they open their eyes in the morning? This is not imagination for escape. This is imagination for creation. Neville often said that imagination is God in action. When you imagine something and feel its reality, you are not pretending. You are performing the most sacred act in the universe, creation itself. You are calling things that are not seen into existence by assuming their reality in consciousness. So tonight, when you close your eyes, enter that sacred space between wakefulness and sleep, that drowsy floating state Neville called the state akin to sleep. And in that soft darkness, command your reality with feeling. See yourself standing in the place where your dream has already unfolded. Feel the weight of it. Smell the air. Hear the sounds. Touch the evidence. Let your imagination be so vivid that you forget its imagination. Because in truth, it isn't. If you can persist in this nightly ritual, even for a few minutes before sleep, you will activate forces in your subconscious that cannot fail. You'll wake each morning subtly different. Your reactions will shift. Your choices will align. Synchronicities will appear. And without knowing exactly how, your life will begin to mirror the assumption you commanded within. You may notice opportunities coming from directions you never expected. Money that once slipped through your fingers will start flowing toward you. People will appear at the right moment. And what once felt impossible will become natural. But the test will come, as it always does, when nothing seems to be happening. That's the moment most people lose faith. They assume the law has failed, when in truth, the seed is merely germinating beneath the soil. Neville taught, faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. When you command your wealth, you must remain faithful to its invisible existence, even when the outer world contradicts it. That's how creation solidifies. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, Neville spoke of a woman who desired a specific sum of money, $250,000. A fortune in her day. She didn't know how it could come, but she followed the law. Every night, she entered that deep, relaxed state and imagined receiving the check in her hands. She felt its texture, saw her name printed on it, smelled the ink as if it were real. And most importantly, she fell asleep feeling gratitude that it was done. Weeks passed. Months. Nothing happened. But she did not waver. She persisted in her inner command, not pleading, not doubting, simply knowing. Then, out of nowhere, her distant relative passed and left her an inheritance for the exact amount she had imagined, $250,000. She had commanded reality, and it obeyed. You see, wealth obeys certainty. Money flows where energy is consistent. When you walk through the world as if you already possess abundance, you are not deceiving yourself, you are reminding the universe of your authority. For the divine within you has no concept of lack. It only responds to what you believe yourself to be. If you believe yourself poor, the world confirms it. If you believe yourself rich, the world must rearrange to reflect that conviction. So let me ask you now, who are you being today? Are you the one waiting for wealth, or the one commanding it? Because the truth is, reality doesn't respond to waiting energy. It responds to command energy. Command doesn't mean arrogance. It means knowing who you are in truth, a fragment of the divine imagination, the same creative essence that spoke galaxies into being. And if creation obeyed, let there be light, it will also obey, let there be abundance. You don't manifest through effort. You manifest through alignment. Through the decision to no longer identify as the one who hopes, but as the one who has. For 1 month, you are going to test this law. Not with half-hearted belief, but with absolute commitment. You will wake each morning and before touching your phone, you'll whisper to yourself, I am already a millionaire. Not as a wish, but as a statement of fact. You will let that identity move through your day. As you walk, eat, work, or talk, you will carry that quiet confidence, that calm assurance. You'll stop checking the outer world for signs, because the signs follow, they don't lead. And at night, when your eyes close and the world fades, you'll drift into the feeling again, that serene satisfaction of knowing it's done. You'll rest as the wealthy one. You'll command your subconscious with silence. Neville said, the subconscious accepts as true that which you feel is true. This means your emotions are the creative command. Words without feeling are noise. But words wrapped in emotion become law. So if you wish to be a millionaire, don't chase the number, embody the frequency. What would it feel like to never worry about money again? To wake up and know that every bill is paid before you even open it? To give freely, to bless others, to move through life without fear? That feeling, that quiet relief and joy, is your compass. That's the vibration of completion. When you can sustain that emotion without seeing evidence, you've mastered creation. For it is the unseen cause that shapes the seen effect. If you truly command wealth, you will no longer think like one who lacks. You will no longer chase opportunities from desperation. You will act from power, from generosity, from peace. People around you may not understand what you're doing. They'll call it delusion. But you'll know, they're merely describing their own limitations. You are not limited. You are infinite awareness expressing itself as a human being. And infinite awareness has no shortage. It is written, ask believing that you have received, and it shall be yours. The secret is in that single phrase, believing that you have received. Not that you will receive. Not that it's coming soon. But that it's already yours. This is the command. Every time you affirm, I am wealthy, your subconscious quietly asks, do you mean it? And your feeling answers for you. So stop speaking words your heart does not support. Instead, take a moment to breathe, to settle, to feel gratitude for what already is. And then, from that peace, declare your truth, I am a millionaire. Then release it. Don't analyze how or when. Let it go like an arrow already shot. The target will find you. Over the next month, subtle shifts will begin to unfold. You'll start noticing abundance where you once saw lack. You'll receive unexpected gifts, ideas, or calls. You'll catch yourself reacting differently to money, not with fear, but with ease. That's how you'll know your subconscious is obeying your command. Neville once said, "The moment you feel the wish fulfilled, your higher self begins to arrange the circumstances necessary to make it so." That arrangement is happening whether you see it or not. Your only task is to maintain the assumption. So if you ever find yourself doubting, don't fight the doubt, just return to the feeling. Feel it real again. See yourself at that destination once more. Act as if it's already complete. Because the truth is, it already is. Creation is finished. Every possible version of you already exists. The poor you, the wealthy you, the powerful you, the fearful you, and by your assumption, you select which one you inhabit. When you command, "I am a millionaire," you are selecting the version of yourself who already is. And life simply catches up to that decision. You are not creating wealth from nothing. You are merely shifting into the timeline where it's already true. So for 1 month, live there. Breathe it. Speak from it. Walk as it. And soon, you'll see that what once felt like imagination has crystallized into your everyday life. Because consciousness creates reality. And you are consciousness. You are not hoping for wealth. You are not waiting for wealth. You are wealth. And when that truth settles in your bones, when you feel it so deeply that nothing in the outer world can shake it, then the law will move mountains to prove you right. Because that's what command does. So now that you understand the law, that assumption is creation, that feeling is command, the question becomes, how do you live this truth every single day for the next 30 days? Because that's where the miracle unfolds, not in the moment of wishful thinking, but in the daily discipline of being. You see, manifestation is not a moment, it's a state. It's not about saying, "I am a millionaire," once and waiting for lightning to strike. It's about embodying that identity so deeply that the old you, the one who doubted, worried, and grasped, begins to fade into memory. Neville Goddard called this process, dying to the old self. And that is what you are going to do this month. You are going to bury the version of you who believed wealth was distant, and resurrect the version who commands it effortlessly. Let's begin with day 1. Tonight, before you sleep, lie still and allow your body to relax. Feel the tension dissolve from your muscles. Let your breathing slow until your body feels heavy. You're entering that subtle threshold Neville spoke of, the state akin to sleep. Now, in this relaxed awareness, imagine yourself already there. You are not imagining to get it. You are imagining because it is. See yourself holding your phone, staring at the balance in your account, the one that reflects abundance. Feel the wave of calm satisfaction. Not excitement, but peace. The peace of completion. Hear yourself whisper, "I knew it would happen." Fall asleep with that feeling. Let that be your final thought as consciousness drifts into the subconscious. Because whatever feeling you take into sleep becomes the command for creation. When you wake in the morning, resist the urge to check your reality. Don't test the seed you've just planted. Instead, walk as if it's already growing beneath the soil. Smile to yourself. Say inwardly, "It's already done." This will be your morning ritual for 30 days. And with each day, your external world may look the same, but something within you will begin to shift. The anxiety you used to feel about money will start to lose its grip. The habits of fear and lack will feel foreign. You'll begin noticing wealth everywhere. The shimmer of light on water, the abundance of air, the generosity of nature. You'll realize, abundance was never missing. Only my awareness of it was. By day 7, something remarkable begins to happen. Your subconscious starts accepting your new command as reality. It no longer argues or doubts. The old mental resistance, those subtle voices saying, "This can't be true," begin to fade. Instead, your inner dialogue changes. You find yourself naturally thinking thoughts of wealth. You begin to expect good news instead of fearing the worst. This is the point where many stop, thinking, "Nothing's happened yet." But this is the miracle. The internal shift is the creation. Because once consciousness moves, reality must follow. Remember, the outer world is a mirror. You don't wait for the reflection to smile before you do. You smile first. Neville often told his students, the world is yourself pushed out. So when you command wealth within, your world begins to push it out into form, through ideas, encounters, and opportunities that match your assumption. By day 14, you'll notice small but powerful signs. A forgotten debt might be repaid. A stranger might offer help. You might receive a call about a job, a project, an idea that sparks. Don't dismiss these as coincidences. They are the whispers of alignment, the universe confirming your inner shift. But here's something critical. Do not chase the signs. Simply acknowledge them with gratitude. Then return to the feeling. Because it's not the outer event that matters, it's the state of consciousness that created it. You are learning the true art of command, to move from reacting to creating. You no longer chase money, you magnetize it. You no longer seek opportunities, you become the vibration that attracts them. Now imagine what happens by day 21. The old version of you, the one who doubted, who feared the end of every month, who counted pennies, begins to feel like a stranger. You'll catch yourself walking differently, speaking differently. People will notice something in your energy, a quiet power. You'll find yourself naturally making decisions that align with abundance. You'll invest in yourself with faith instead of fear. You'll bless others with generosity instead of holding on tight. Because you'll realize that command energy is also flow energy. You cannot command wealth from a state of grasping. Command flows from fullness. It speaks with calm authority, not urgency. You see, in truth, you are not commanding the universe. You are commanding your own subconscious, and your subconscious is the universe. There is no out there. All creation happens within consciousness. So as you persist, you're not trying to convince something outside you. You are simply re-educating the part of you that forgot who it is, the divine imagination of God made visible as you. And when you reach day 30, something profound will happen. You'll wake up one morning, and it will feel normal to be wealthy. Not exciting. Not surprising. Just normal. Because that's when you'll know, the command has been accepted. When something feels normal, it's yours. The extraordinary becomes ordinary only when it's fully embodied. That's why Neville said, feeling is the secret. You don't feel to make it happen. You feel because it is. So what happens next? You'll begin to see physical manifestations, sometimes small, sometimes dramatic. Money appearing unexpectedly. New streams of income. Offers you didn't chase. Doors that once seemed locked opening effortlessly. But here's the most beautiful part, it will all feel strangely natural. As if it was always meant to happen this way. And that's because it was. You didn't create wealth, you simply remembered it. You shifted into the reality where you were already wealthy. The universe didn't change, you did. Now listen closely. There's a moment in every transformation when the old identity tries to pull you back. It whispers, be realistic. This is just luck. Don't get your hopes up. That voice will come. Expect it. But don't fight it, observe it. That's just the echo of your old consciousness trying to survive. Smile at it and say, thank you for your service. But I am new now. Then return to your command. Because the truth is, the law doesn't fail. It only reflects. If you hold the assumption long enough, your world must conform. It has no choice. So when that final week arrives, test your faith. Give freely. Smile at wealth in others. Speak as if you already possess abundance beyond measure. Because when you live as the source of wealth, wealth cannot help but return to you multiplied. Neville once shared the story of a man who transformed his entire financial life through a single, powerful command. The man was in debt, struggling to survive, but he began practicing the law. Each night, he imagined himself writing large checks without worry, giving generously, living freely. Within months, his business grew beyond his imagination. He said later, I stopped feeling poor long before I stopped being poor. That's the essence of command. When you stop feeling poor, the universe must reflect your wealth. And so, over the next 30 days, that will be your greatest practice. Not affirming mechanically, not visualizing desperately, but feeling rich in every moment. Feel it when you wake up. Feel it as you walk. Feel it as you look around. When you buy something, instead of thinking about what you spent, think about what you circulated. You are not losing, you are flowing. Money moves through you because you trust it always returns. This is the millionaire's consciousness. Command your world through ease, not effort. Because you are not the beggar of reality, you are its author. You don't ask for permission. You declare. And when you declare with conviction, when your feeling matches your word, the unseen begins to rearrange instantly. But here's the paradox Neville always hinted at: the more you command, the less you need to. When your faith becomes natural, when you live as the one who already has, your very being becomes command. You no longer speak to create, your silence creates. Because you have become one with the law. By the end of this month, you won't just have more money, you'll have a new identity. An identity that walks through life as wealth itself. And from that state, $1 million will not even feel large. It will feel small compared to the abundance you feel within. You will understand at last what Neville meant when he said, "Man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own consciousness." You will stop looking to the world for proof, because you will know that the world is your proof. So tonight, when you close your eyes again, remember, you are not asking for money. You are commanding reality. You are reprogramming the infinite within you to mirror your truth. You are the dreamer awakening to your own dream. And when you truly awaken, the dream obeys you. So say it now, not from your lips, but from your being. I am a millionaire. I am the embodiment of abundance. My world reflects my wealth. My reality is my command. Feel it. Let it vibrate in your chest. Let it echo through every cell. And as you drift into sleep tonight, whisper one last truth. It is done. Because once the command is felt, creation is complete. All that remains is time catching up to your new state.